Hi everybody, this is Sarah from Serenity. Today I thought we would talk about the Taurus new moon, April the 22nd or 23rd, depending on where you are in the world. April has been a month of months, right? Yeah. So a lot is happening, even though it may not feel like it, it really is. So I'd like to take just a minute and talk about the upcoming astrology. Obviously, this will not resonate with everyone, and that's okay. If this doesn't seem like something that resonates with you, no worries, just pass it on by, and I do hope you find what you're looking for. The key word for April is transformation. This is about slowing down, creating a way of being, seeing this as an opportunity rather than a punishment. Yeah, we have such an opportunity here to create new and positive ways of being. April is about transforming our lives, both personally and globally. And the new moon in Taurus is about changing our relationships to structure, to safety, to wealth, to finances. And this begins a new cycle that will last until the full moon in May. So while it doesn't seem like a very long cycle, it can be very powerful. And that's not the only thing going on, of course, but it's the main focus of what I wanted to talk to you about, because this will also be a shift from a pessimistic attitude to a more optimistic feeling, which is what we all need, right? In this trying time. Most of the globe is on lockdown right now, and this can be a really trying time for a lot of people. This is also a time when we're being forced to turn inward. We are being pushed to look at and address some of the deeper issues of what's really important to us. How do we base our self-worth? Is it on our jobs? Is it on our bank accounts? Is it on our ability to travel? Is it in the school we go to or the clothes that we wear, which really now don't have a big impact on what's happening? And even if you're still working, and thank you if you are, by the way, you too are being pushed to really evaluate your life, how you want the world to change, what direction you want your life to go in. So this Taurus moon is going to be very powerful in helping us really see clearly what's important to us, how we're going to shape the future, the discipline of intention and focus. So we have to be mindful of how the world is changing and how we truly present ourselves. What place do you want in the world? Do you want things to go back to exactly like they were before? And while, of course, we want some semblance of normality, I can tell you most folks that I speak with, including my clients and friends, all agree something needed to change. We had gotten really off course and gotten really self-indulgent. We had forgotten what was important, our family, for instance, and it was time for something to help get us back on track. This is probably what no one would have picked, but yet here we are, right? Here we are in the midst of this change. So this new moon is going to help us make the most of this. But before I get really into that, let's back up for just a minute. The day before the new moon, we have the sun going into Taurus, so that we're going to have a sun and moon in Taurus at the same time. On April the 12th through the 13th, the sun will align with the goddess planet Eris. Eris' energy is really erratic. It brings chaos, it stirs things up, it forces us to really look and see what's happening around us because we're being pushed out of our comfort zone. Eris lies beyond Pluto and is actually considered a dwarf planet. And it's really interesting because part of the reason that Pluto lost its planet status was Eris. Eris is actually the same size as Pluto. So Pluto was demoted to a dwarf as well. So it is through this connection with Eris, starting on the 12th and 13th, that we start seeing things change. We start seeing more chaos in April, and this kind of builds up to us turning inward then and slowing down, because that's what the Taurus moon is about too. So we have the push from Eris to get really clear on what's important to us. We've got the sun coming into Taurus, Uranus coming into Taurus, and the new moon in Taurus. So you can see we've got this huge Taurus energy building to help us calm down and help us settle into this new cycle. And of course, Uranus is about shaking things up too, so that we will actually look and become more aware of what we're doing. This new moon is the beginning of a new cycle and the ending of the Aries new moon cycle from last month. New moon in Taurus, of course, is a great time to commit to yourself. It's a great time to savor the good that's in your life and also look at what you need to bring in. What would make you more comfortable? What would make you happier? And I know right now it might be something like a trip to Venice, but you can't do that. So in place of that, what can you logically do to bring in this energy? And that's kind of where we're being pushed. This is a good cycle to reevaluate our relationships, both personal and romantic. It's also a good time to look at our relationship to money and possessions and discover what is truly fulfilling us and making us happy and what is weighing on us or causing us anxiety. Sometimes possessions can add texture and depth to our lives as well as a sense of safety and security. Other times they can feel like albatrosses around our neck, weighing us down, causing an influx of worry about them, of upkeep, of maintenance, of taxes, or whatever it may be. So this is a time to really get clear on that as well. The Taurus moon always brings about the propensity for change. Taurus is a practical, well-grounded earth sign, and they need to be surrounded by love and beauty. They are very much people that consider touch, taste, tactile senses important. They are very stable people, and generally they're pretty conservative. Taurus is known as one of the most reliable signs of the zodiac. When they make a commitment to, they also stick by it. They derive a lot of personal satisfaction from a warm, cozy environment, and they actually need that to flourish. So this would be a time also to look at your home environment. Is it nurturing you and caring for you, or is it something where you're feeling uncomfortable being at home, and what can you do about this? This powerful new moon is also about new beginnings, of becoming clear as we step into our own personal growth. So it's through this process that we're being forced to see things differently. This is about slowing down and about finding our own rhythm. Whenever there's a shift in consciousness and vibration on the planet, the physical body also needs to adjust to a new pattern of energy and a new way of being. So for a lot of folks, you may have been feeling ill or been feeling some really odd symptoms, and we generally consider this to be symptoms of ascension. And I've got some more information about ascension here. I'll link it above and below too. Obviously, this is not medical advice. If you're feeling ill, go consult your physician. In general, in the spiritual world, we know that the energy around us affects the physical body. It affects our mental health. It affects our emotional health. They're not separate. Everything is connected. Commonly, people are feeling aches and pains, mild headaches, brain fog, or you may also be feeling hot or cold as this energy changes. In Reiki healing, we usually attribute the warmer waves of physical heat on the body or the temperature rising and you feeling hotter all of a sudden as being more a physical healing of the body. When we feel a coldness come up, a cold energy, then it's considered to be more a spiritual healing. You may also find that you're having digestive issues and nausea. And you may be finding that the comfort foods that you stocked up on before or during the quarantine may be making you feel uneasy or bloated or just generally unwell. And you may also find that they don't taste good anymore. And all of that is pretty much normal. You may be feeling also a general sense of physical discomfort. One day feeling great and the next day feeling off for no apparent reason. Part of this is happening because we're going through a physical, mental, and emotional detox. The best thing to do in this situation is to try and eat healthy, drink more water if you can at all, get some fresh air, and do a little bit of light exercise. Don't push yourself so hard. Some things that you could do to really make the most of this energy is have a dance party in your lounge, do yoga, stretching, or anything that moves the body. Under this new moon's energy, we will set our intentions for the upcoming 28 days. And now under this particular energy, we have a better sense of who we are and what's really going to be important to us in the future. So you're probably going to experience during the new moon or directly right after it, a new sense of purpose and a new sense sense of optimism. Honor this time by taking action towards this new future. Build on this energy. Write out some goals. Write out what's important to you, and write out what you wish to create. This also could just come about as you being more honest about who you really are and standing in your truth. This is also a great time to do energy work, such as Reiki. Also a great time to work with crystals. It's a good time to do shadow work and release negative and limiting beliefs, or finally getting serious about your own health and spiritual welfare and starting a spiritual and physical exercise routine. You can set the tone for May now, and not just May, but the coming years ahead, by picking up some good habits and releasing some of the self-sabotage. This particular alignment in Taurus is also a good time to spend quality time with your favorite pet or animal, to really focus on them and to be thankful and grateful for all the love that they give us, for all the companionship and the non-judgment that our animals teach us, and the many blessings they bring into our lives. This is also a good time to garden, whether that's on your balcony or your backyard. Maybe plant some seeds and really give thanks for all the growing green on the earth as the season changes as well. So we're going to be thinking along those lines as well. So this is a great time, if you can at all, to garden a little bit, or to go outside and get some fresh air, to notice the beauty of nature, to spend time with and celebrate our animal companions, and to explore what beauty we could bring into our own lives, what changes that we can make to make our lives more fulfilling, more secure, more safe, of course, as well, but also bring in more happiness and bring in more joy. Even though that we're in quarantine, we can still connect with people via the internet and the telephone, to call up, bring up somebody that you haven't talked to in a while that you may be missing, and have a good chat, have a good earthy chat with them with no agenda other than to just check in. This new moon energy is going to be the positive change that we've been wanting. Now, what we do with it, of course, is up to us, but anything that we can do that moves us closer to that ideal of who we want to be when we come out of this is a win, right? So I hope this little mini reading helped you. Take heart, this won't last forever. We're just in the middle of a transformational cycle. That's all. That's all. So we will come out of this, and we will come out of this so much better. If you haven't already, please subscribe so you don't miss any of the new videos. And thank you guys so much for being a part of the Serenity family. Reiki blessings. Bye-bye.